You two people. Holy Shohei Ohtani. Oh my goodness gracious. 3 home runs, 10 strikeouts. Buckle up. His cards are going to the moon. Going to the moon. Absolutely incredible game on Friday by Ohtani. We're diving straight in with charts and graphs at the beginning of the weekly sports card market update. Usually we do charts and graphs at the end, but we have got to dig into that Ohtani playoff performance. Probably the best playoff performance ever. I don't know that it's even really debatable. It is the start of the NBA season this week. Basketball is back, and I could not be more excited. We have a Topps officially licensed basketball release coming as well, and we are starting to get a bunch of preview images for that. Jeff Wilson, Nat Turner, PSA, they got everybody all fired up. I don't know how much we're going to dive back into that topic today. It feels like that horse has been beaten to death already. But before we dive into charts and graphs, shout out to today's video sponsor, comc.com. Friend of the channel, your place for buying and selling cards, comic books, even. And get ready, folks. They are gearing up for their Black Friday sales event. ComC always runs a massive promotion around Black Friday. And as crazy as it sounds, that will be here before you know it. I actually just recently did a ComC drop off at New York Comic Con. I am waiting for those cards to get loaded up and in. Hopefully, they'll be up in the next few weeks, and I could start selling my next batch of cards. So shout out to ComC for sponsoring the weekly sports card market update. Like I said, let's dive into market movers right from the get to look at some Ohtani stuff. Insane game on Friday night. Basically cementing himself as the modern age GOAT. I mean, he of active players in baseball for sure, it's Ohtani and ain't even close. You could argue him and LeBron if you wanted to start crossing sports, and then maybe Mahomes in football. Those are probably the big three. But Ohtani, with the hitting, with the pitching, with the overseas factor of his collectability and popularity, absolutely insane, and crazy movements going on his cards as well. And I don't think we really know the full impact yet. I am recording this Saturday lunchtime East Coast, so a lot of this stuff is not populated in yet. We'll see what it looks like as the week goes on, and also what he does in the World Series. But we are seeing some crazy movement on some of his stuff. Less so on the lower end, though I have a feeling that'll change this week. Up on the screen here, I have a bunch of his more affordable cards. We have the 2018 Chrome Update, 2018 Bowman, the pitching version, the 2018 Topps pitching version, the Topps Chrome pitching version, rookie debut Chrome Update, and the 2018 Topps Update pitching. All of these are 60 days back, basically all up about 20 to 30%, just depending on the individual card. And the main thing that you notice is, as we approach yesterday's date, the upturn in all the charts. Every single one of those lines goes right up the old slope. Now, they're not going super, super crazy. There's a lot of these cards. There's a lot of options. However, when we look at his next level up stuff, here I have the 2018 Bowman Batting, one of his more popular rookie cards. The 2018 Topps Chrome Refractor in both a PSA 10 and PSA 9. These have seen significant movement. Now, remember on the previous page, the more common stuff was up about 20, 25, 30%. These are up a lot more. You're looking at between 35 and almost 50%. And once again, if you look to the far right-hand side of that graph, you could see those lines angling up with his most recent performance. And once again, I expect those to climb even more, especially heading into the World Series here. Now, we'll see what happens in the World Series. We're actually going to circle back to charts and graphs here towards the end of the video. Traditionally, I just wanted to open up with Ohtani stuff, and I have one more to look at, and it is a big boy. And this is what makes me think that all this stuff is probably still going to continue to jump. This is his 2018 Bowman Chrome rookie auto, the batting version. The last PSA 9 to sell in Market Movers was $16K back in the end of July. One sold last night. Someone binned it, $30K with a 10 auto. So, I don't know what the auto looked like on this one from back in July, but someone binned the 30,000 Ohtani in a PSA 9. So huge sale on that one. Now, the question is, and anytime you have something like this, what do you do if all of a sudden the value on your cards, doubles, triples, depending on what you have, if you have some of the really rare stuff. The tricky part with Ohtani is he is so well established at this point. His legacy, though not completely written by any means, he has a long way to go. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, he went the way of Trout and all of a sudden fell apart. I just don't know that it would matter as much at this point. It would obviously take a hit, but I don't think it would be a Trout-like hit. That being said, if you have a lot of Ohtani stuff, maybe the non-rare stuff, you pare some down a little bit. But if I had anything super rare, unless I really needed the money, I would probably be holding on to it for a while. But if you had more common stuff and you're just like, hey, I'm looking at an exit strategy here to move off some of the cards that we talked about at the beginning of the video, just like random PSA 10 refractors and rookie cards, maybe even some inserts here and there, and you are looking to move off those and cash out, they're going to be super liquid right now. You're probably going to get top dollar, especially at a show with a dealer or with a repacker. So it's never the worst idea to evaluate, especially if you have multiples or a ton of cards of a particular player. Anytime something like this happens, I think it's a good idea to kind of evaluate where you sit in your current collection with that player and just make some informed decisions. You don't have to rush into anything, but it's always good to constantly be evaluating what we have laying around. Let's switch over, talk about some news, and then we will circle back to charts and graphs at the end. I have not talked about really a ton the whole Wonder Boy index and all that nonsense. I frankly don't care what the high end does. I don't really think it affects 99% of the people watching this channel. If a bunch of rich dudes want to spend a bunch of stupid money on cardboard for it to potentially go to zero or make dumb purchases, more power to them. I just don't care. But I did find this one kind of amusing. Now, maybe you could justify this. Secure, their whole little index, announced on 9/26 that they bought a Curry NT RPA for $675,000 in a BGS 9.5. The funny part is the next day on Golden, a similar card sold for $341,000. So they comped this one out, public sale, $675,000, and then literally the next day one sells at Golden for essentially half. Now, subgrades are slightly different. Patch to me is fairly equivalent. They're both nice patches. The big difference, which you may or may not have noticed, is the auto. On the one that sold for half, there is a little chunk of the auto missing. It's not streaked or anything. It just looks like maybe he lifted up the pen and skipped part of it. This one does not have that. The auto is clean on the one that sold for $675,000. So Is that little pen skip worth rather an extra 300K? I don't think so. But hey, rich people, do your thing, I guess. They're both really nice cards, in my opinion. They would be amazing cards in any collection. I just don't know that that one is worth an extra 300K for the complete auto, but you do you. Leaf has a little bit of news. They announced the partnership with Rivals. If you are not familiar with Rivals, they are big in the college sports scene. They do a lot of recruitment rating with star ratings, essentially. And apparently, they are going to be teaming up with Leaf to do something similar on cards. It sounds like the NIL deals, etc., that they end up signing, if they have Rivals rankings or ratings, that they'll end up on the cards potentially. It is what it is. It's not for me. I've never been big into the college cards. I've never been big into the unlicensed stuff. If you are, this might be cool if you're into that sort of thing. Like I said, I'm personally not, so it kind of is what it is. But Leaf still out there making some moves. Topps basketball, mentioned it at the top. It is release week. We're starting to get a bunch of preview images. We got the Cooper Flag image here on what his flagship rookie is going to look like with a very fake background on it. To be fair, it looks way better than the Wemby curtain. The image in general is better than the Wemby curtain, and the looks like the crowd from the 70s background is way better than the Wemby black curtain. So beggars can't be choosers. But that being said, this is a much better card than the Wemby black curtain, in my opinion. Now, the one thing I found amusing, and I thought I saw this tweeted out by Sports Card Investor, but I could not find it. So maybe I saw it and then ended up being someone else. This card does look eerily similar to the Luka. If you zoomed in on the Luka and just took the top half of him and compare it to that, it is a very, very similar image. Very similar. They are ever so slightly different, but coincidence or intentional? Don't know. Just found that a little interesting there. Also on the Topps front with basketball, they are marketing hard, and they got LeBron out to do it. They are busting out the big guns. This was shared on their IG feed. LeBron opening a pack of Topps flagship. Looks like jumbo. That's a pretty thick pack. The funny part is he ends up pulling a base card of himself. I looked forward to all the rigged comments and reaction videos to LeBron report or pulling a card of himself, even though it's a base card. People don't care. There it is right there. So LeBron doing marketing for a trading card company is not something, if you would have asked me that a couple of years ago, I ever thought that we would see. But here we sit. And he is on Instagram on a reel ripping packs of Topps cards, which is just wild on its own right. And then here we have it. The first LeBron Topps auto image, of course, from in a Lakers jersey, unfortunately. But this will be a massive, massive chase in the upcoming Topps release. And it is going to be one of the things to kind of keep track of with this Topps release is what do specifically LeBron autos, because we have not had licensed LeBron autos since the early 2010s. I don't remember the exact year off the top of my head, but since the Upper Deck days. And what do these sell for compared to some of that Upper Deck stuff? And that's going to be something interesting to watch just in general going forward throughout the year. Various inserts, dual autos, etc. How does that stuff comp back to his Upper Deck products? And does it impact the pricing on those? Because for the first time ever, the LeBron autograph, licensed anyway, inventory market is going to have more supply coming to market. And that has not been the case up until this point. And I think it has helped keep a lot of LeBron licensed autos values propped up. Because even if you don't like him on that particular team, just general fans / investors / collectors of LeBron might not care about the individual team as much. They just want a licensed auto. And now they are going to have more choices. Now, obviously, myself personally, if I'm going to chase a LeBron auto, you could be damn sure it is going to be in a Cavs jersey. And at this point, we won't see that, at least in this time. Maybe they do some sort of throwback set or something. Once he retires, who knows what they'll end up doing with him. But for now, we at least know that we're getting Lakers jerseys. It's going to be a massive chase. They're going to be hard to hit. They're probably going to sell for pretty big money if you're able to pull one. It is a good looking photo, good looking design on the card, in my opinion. Like the 45th anniversary stamp there. I still, out of all the new top stuff, I will continue to say it. I forgot to mention it back on this image. I hate this rookie card logo. I just do not like it. I don't know why. It looks like something that should be on a kid's card. Someone, I think, put that in a comment at one point in time, and it stuck with me. It just, something about this rubs me the wrong way. It does not look clean. It stands out too much. It does not just kind of blend into things. The Topps baseball rookie auto or rookie emblem, logo, whatever you want to call it, looks fantastic. This, to me, do not like. Please, please, please redesign this going forward in the future. This is not it. But yeah, this LeBron chase is going to be absolutely huge. In upcoming Topps releases, Disney Chrome has been a massive success, and now we have Sapphire coming out on the 22nd, just a couple of days from now. Is an EQL drop. No idea on pricing. I guess the thing here that I did not look at is, so you can get facsimile autos. I don't know if they have the regular heart. Yeah, they do. They still have the actor autos in here. Voice actor autos are right there. I wasn't sure if those were going to be in here or not. So you're probably not guaranteed an auto in here for a Sapphire release, which is a little bit interesting. We'll have to see how that plays out, but I'm sure these boxes are going to sell out. It's EQL. They are going to sell out, and they are probably going to flip for an insane amount of money. I'll probably enter the EQL for this as long as I remember to do it. I should set in a reminder. And then the one that I don't even know what we're doing anymore, Topps Chrome Labubu, drops actually tomorrow on the 20th at noon Eastern. Looks like this is just going up for regular pre-order. I am not touching this product, even though this is one of those ones that can be a little trappy. One of two things is going to happen here. This is not me hedging my bets. I just honestly have no feel for this because I don't follow the Labubu stuff at all. This is probably going to be priced reasonable. If it is, they're going to sell a crap ton of it extremely quickly because they probably didn't print a ton of this compared to most stuff, or they'll play their little games that they like to play. And then it's going to have a massive flip potential on the secondary market. That is path one. Path two, this thing duds and people are left holding the bag, kind of like WWE Cactus Jack. Now, I think that is less likely. I don't think that is going to happen. That being said, what am I doing with myself personally? Nothing. I'm not touching it. I'll let someone else risk it if they want to try to, potentially flip it. Someone might make really good money doing it. Nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm not going to take the chance on it. Maybe it's stupid. Maybe it's smart. I guess we'll find out on Monday afternoon once we see how fast this sells through. But keep in mind that this is coming out this week. Let's switch back over to market movers. Look at a couple of other baseball players real quick and then sneak on out of here. It is supposed to be an absolutely miserable day in Northeast Ohio today. Cold, wet, rainy. And actually, I forgot to mention at the top, I have my local show today. So I am braving the elements to head out to my local Canton show. Actually, I have a case of Pokemon cards I need to pick up and see all the crazy Ohtani hype if it is all over the show. First up, Vlad Guerrero Jr. having a tremendous postseason, and we will see how that closes out. That game, I believe, is later tonight. Or will Vlad have another big game to hold off the Mariners to move on to a potential game 7? But Vlad so far has had a very, very good playoffs. His stuff has definitely gotten a bump up. This is over the last 60 days. I have his BGS 95 2016 Bowman Chrome Auto is up almost 80%. I went to BGS 95 there because it transacts way more often than the PSA 10 and 9 because of the era of the card. His rookie auto is up 38%, and then just his regular old refractor is up 30%. Only $75 on his PSA 10 refractor, so very affordable card if you're a Vlad guy. I've always really liked Vlad. One of, and I will say it to the day I stop collecting, one of the most gorgeous cards I have ever owned, that I had the privilege of owning for a very short period of time because I flipped it very quickly. But one day I will buy this card back. The 2019 Vlad Topps Chrome True Blue Refractor. That is a legendary card on the channel. If you've been watching for a very, very, very long time. I bought one of those and flipped it for a tremendous profit in a very, very short period of time. But I was very happy to have that card when I did. It sat on my desk proudly. Just a gorgeous card. Just a perfect color match. Looked fantastic. And I will one day buy that card and own it again. It will not be this day. I'll wait for prices to cool way, way down later in his career. But I definitely want to own that card again. It is the ultimate. I would like to buy that one back. But Vlad stuff is getting a little bit of heat. The other one that I wanted to look at, Josh Naylor, former Cleveland Indian. We gave him away for the Diamondbacks because we thought Carlos Santana was better. And Josh Naylor is having an amazing playoffs, or at least ALCS. This is, and there's not a lot of graded sales of his stuff, so I had to dig a little deep here. Went with his first Bowman, just raw, from 2015 Bowman draft. Up 300% in the last 60 days. This was a $10 card a couple of months ago, and it is now $30 raw. Josh Naylor, very fun player. Did miss him this year in Cleveland. Sure could have used his bat in the playoffs against the Tigers, couldn't we have? But no. Owners are too cheap. Can't have that. Can't have that. Sorry for my Cleveland rant. I have Dylan Gabriel playing quarterback after Joe Flacco shredded the Steelers on Thursday Night Football. But all is well and good. My Cleveland Cavaliers start playing basketball on Wednesday against the Knicks. I am super excited to have NBA back. I didn't pull any NBA cards today. Maybe we'll do a standalone NBA video kind of leading into the season, just kind of talking about stuff. We will see. Upcoming for this week, the only thing that I know for sure that I would like to do is an eBay consigner video, which is going to be heavily focused on PSA, as I have a bunch of data around that. I was actually going to do that video last week. It was almost Friday's video, and then the Jeff Wilson upcharge thing popped up. That is all I have for you, boys and girls. As always, curious for your thoughts and comments down below. If there's ever a video that you want to see or an idea that you have that you're like, oh, it'd be cool if, or this would be a good video topic. Not promising that I'll use it, but if there is something that you are potentially curious about that you think would make a good video, always feel free to throw it in the comments. Like I said, no promises, but sometimes I do get inspired by some of that stuff. Catch you boys and girls on the next one. Peace.